What's up, guys? JP here for day 2 of I practice casting. I still haven't figured out a name for this, but let's go ahead and get this replay started. And today I played 5 games of not PvP, but Protoss, and because of that, later on in the Masters League, I've been playing a ton of Protoss players, and today I played 4 PvPs, so I figured why not look at a PvP between NightEnD, who we saw play earlier today in the TSL3. This was recorded on Saturday. And he's going to be going up against DuckloadRa here as the blue Protoss. Do some player shoutouts. We've got NightEnD spawning down here as the red Protoss at the 7. And his opponent is going to be Duckload here, spawning at the 2 o'clock position as the the blue Protoss. So let's just make sure everything is going into a plan. There's not going to be any 6 pools like we saw yesterday. Go check that out if you didn't see it. I was quite upset about that game. But it looks like we're going to be seeing some very standard play here from both of these players. Nothing too crazy just yet, although it is only at 11 supply, so you can't expect anything too crazy. But one of the issues that I have with PvP right now is if you don't 4-gate, you basically lose. I've done a lot of 3-gates. And even then, if I go on the aggression, if I'm the one that's attacking, I always lose. So I should probably play more defensively with that. But I'm just trying to get a grasp on this matchup. Because right now I just feel so lost in it all the time. Looks like we're going to see DuckloadRa's probe come out here for a scout directly, and NightEnD is going to be scouting around to make sure there's no proxies or anything like that. That is quite rampant in this matchup, and we see both players getting the assimilator. DuckloadRa's a little bit ahead of NightEnd's right now, but it's very similar between these two players. And again, if you're watching this, please comment on what I can do to improve. It's pretty much the only reason that I'm doing this, and I decided why not record it as well and put it up on YouTube. Cybernetic Core going down for DuckloadRa, and I assume there goes NightEnd's as well. So very similar stuff. Let's check out the Chrono Boost. 25 for DuckloadRa and 50 for NightEnD there. Excuse the mouse as it kind of just did its own thing. DuckloadRa still in the minerals. It's always a nice thing to do. Pisses your opponent off just a little bit. NightEnD doing the same. And now we see 38, and this is kind of what I always watch for when I'm looking around with the probe to start off with. He's at 67, probably going to be about 75 when that Cybernetic Core finishes. Still on 1 gas for both these players. We see that first Zealot about to pop out for both of the players as well, and immediately Chrono boosting onto the Warp Gate DuckloadRa is going to be doing, and NightEnD is going to be doing the same exact thing. So this is what I'm talking about. We're probably going to see some Warp Gates coming down here very soon. NightEnD is close to getting supply blocked. He needs to make a pylon quick. Come on, NightEnD. Let's check out. DuckloadRa's already farther ahead. He does have his pylon. Stalker coming out. You know, he might just be one to get rid of that probe. There comes the pylon now, finally. He has a problem with that, as that happened in one of the TSL games earlier today. There it comes too. Is he going to send it back? Ooh, looks like we're going to see a 3-gate opener from him. DuckloadRa is going to be a 3-gate opening as well. This is very similar builds from both players. This might be more of a European style, as on the American servers, all I get is 4-gated after 4-gated after 4-gated, and then it becomes a race to the Colossus if one player isn't actually knocked out here. It's something that you see a lot of the time. Well, it's not. Looks like it's not going to happen too much, but a lot of the time in PvP, at least from watching a lot of the GSL PvPs, there's always this initial engagement between both Protoss players with the Stalker and the Zealot, and most of the time the Zealot does fall. The Stalker usually lives, and if it can take out the opponent's Stalker, it really puts them farther ahead. RoboBay coming down from DuckloadRa, and let's see if, yep, same exact stuff from NightEnD, as this is very similar builds. Where is this probe going? This is a very unique probe right here, as it's kind of going off the scouting pattern that you typically see. He's probably going to go ahead and, well, actually you can just look right here. That's what he's going to do. Thank you, StarCraft 2 Observer Client. We see 2 Stalkers. They are very mobile units here, so they can come up, scout, and run away, as they are one of the fastest, or one of the faster, land units in the game. Here comes the probe. It's going to be able to scout exactly what it wants to see, and that is this expansion up No, it is not. He's immediately going to turn around, and he might just leave that there or send it back to base. Now, we do have the robotics bay coming down for DuckloadRa, and no robotics bay from NightEnD. He does get his observer out. Let's pop open the unit counting station. Observer out for NightEnD way before White Raw's is out, as he has quite the chrono boost. He's probably going to be saving that for the Colossus, though, as well as that extended thermal lance upgrade, as it is very important in this matchup. There's the robotics bay coming down from NightEnD, so a little bit of a deviation in where these players are actually trying to get, which is, of course, that all-important Colossus unit. Waiting for it, there's the observer of White Raw. It's going to pop out, not see anything. I love the fact that he's using this probe to scout out exactly what's going on at this expansion. As you can see, he's constantly checking there to make sure that he's not going to sneak it in. Sometimes you see players sneak into expansions in PvP, and it can really put you ahead. Ooh, that's all it's glowing there next to that little fungi thing, whatever that is. I think that's new in the latest maps. Uh-oh! I didn't even look at the army composition. That is a ton of zealots, and the reason that he's getting those is because in Colossus Wars you want your zealots to run out, take all the damage first, and then die, and hopefully you get more shots off with your Colossus than your opponent does, as they are quite the tanking unit in this matchup. If we look over here, NightEnD does have quite a different setup in regards to his army composition. He's going to try to snipe this observer, as the observer is coming down, and is he going to get it? Those 3 stalkers want it. I think he is. That is actually pretty big in a matchup like this, where scouting your opponent is so necessary. We see the Nexus starting at, wow, I didn't even see that NightEnd's Nexus was this far ahead. Looks like that one probe either fell back or was taken out. This might be that probe, actually. And Duckload is going to push forward here with all of these zealots and this Colossus. He does not have range. Second Colossus on the way. It has been scouted out by this observer, though. And if we look at the army tab, dead even right now. Well, not so much anymore, as 3 zealots were just warped in, but it was dead even just a second ago. White Raw's going to just hold this Xel'Naga tower for now and not move out. Expansion fully running for NightEnD. And do we see any tech in his base? No, it looks like he hasn't even started the extended thermal lance. Getting his Colossus out is kind of his priority. Observer is going to scout out the expansion up there. He's probably going to feel pretty happy about that, because his expansion has been up and running. But is he going to be able to capitalize on the fact that his income is quite a bit higher? He's got about 4 extra harvesters, almost 400 or 500 average income higher. And if we pop up the production tab, the army tab, still dead even, although a little bit more of a, I guess he does have 2 Colossus out, although White Raw does have 2 Colossus out as well. I'm wondering where those are coming from. I guess he does have that Immortal out. That's the supply loss there that I am missing. And we have a forward pylon from Duckload right here. If there's any Warp Prism play, this could definitely hurt White Raw, but it looks like he's going to move in here. 2 Colossi against 2 Colossi. The Colossi of Duckload do have that extended thermal range, and here come all of the zealots fighting. This is what I'm talking about, tanking. They're just going to trade blows there. Try getting in as many kills as possible with the zealots, and it looks like Duckload is going to be the one to be, well, I'm not sure. He is down 1 Colossus, but he has a couple of extra units. NightEnD is moving this Colossus to the back end, and it looks like that extended thermal lance upgrade is doing wonders for Duckload. Some more stalkers coming in. Is he going to be able to snipe one of these? It does not look like he is going to. The stalkers of NightEnD being warped in, and they're going to fall very quick. Need to get this Colossus up into the front lines. There he goes. Pop open the production tab. Extended thermal lance about to finish, as well as another Colossus. Forward pylon here. It's going to warp in 3 more zealots. Almost all the probes have, I thought all of them were taken out, but it looks like a couple were saved. There comes the extended thermal lance, and move that one to the back. Move that one to the back. Don't let it fall. Oh, these Colossus, those Stalkers probably could have taken it out there. But this is pretty good unit control, although this Nexus has fallen, and this game is definitely in White Raw's favor right now. As we pop open the army tab, you can definitely see him a little bit ahead right now. But this is PvP, guys. In the late game, it turns into the War of the Worlds, pretty much, with so many Colossi out. White Raw feeling pretty good about himself after that last battle. Definitely came out on top. He's got his expansion up and running. He is very high in the what am I trying to say? In the energy count, though, so I should probably be using some more of that. There he goes, chrono boosting this Colossus out. We don't see any upgrades. Still on 3 gates right now. Let's pop open the unit tab. We've got 29 probes for NightEnD compared to the 38 of Duckload, so we did see a lot of probes dying in that last excursion, or I guess you could call it an excursion, actually, when Whiterall moved out, but I was looking for engagement. NightEnD is feeling pretty pressured right now. He knows he has to go and attack before his opponent gets too far ahead with that expansion up, not even rebuilding this. He's just going to keep rallying units, get a forward pylon up, and go for the kill right here, as this expansion will just keep letting Whiterall pull further and further ahead. We have 5 Colossus, 5 Colossus. NightEnD going to come in here, do a little bit of scouting about with these things, try to get some unit kills with a little bit of poking action. Uh-oh, that observer is going to fall down. Taking out 2 stalkers. There goes the second one falling before actually engaging. Let's pop open the resource tab. 89 to 105. And I love the fact that NightEnD is going in, poking with these Colossus, doing a little bit of damage, but Whiterall is not going to have any more of that, as he is sending in his Colossi with the observer right on top of it to know exactly what his opponent is up to. NightEnD might be going for the full-on attack here, and it looks like he's going to. Here we go. The Colossus up. Whiterall getting the first shots out. To definitely say this position is going to favor the Ukrainian player DuckloadRa, but I might be wrong. How did that happen? I guess, well, it's not over yet, but that might have just been some target firing for NightEnD right there. I almost want to just go back in time and check that out. We might do that towards the end of the game, but let's get back into this, and it looks like NightEnD is going to be on top here when it comes to the Colossi count. 3 Colossi against soon-to-be 1 probes being pulled there from Whiterall. 2 more Zealots being warped in from NightEnD. One of them just tanking all of those Zealots, or one of those Zealots tanking all the probes there. And Duckload is going to be in a very rough situation right now, as I thought for sure Whiterall was going to be able to have that last fight. This is pretty much all it stands between him. Oh, those are so low, he doesn't actually kill one of them. Probably going to be seeing a GG here very soon from Whiterall. Come on, this is very, very hard to stay in. Yeah, I mean, there goes the pylon. Those 3 stalkers aren't going to be able to warp in. He's going to try again right here. Still has a decent amount, well, not that much, but he still has 1 more chrono boost left. 1 more Colossi coming in. Those Colossi are so low, that's probably why Whiterall is still in here. One of them goes down, but the other one will not. This Immortal actually makes a huge, huge difference right now, because he can use it to take out those stalkers so fast and just move his Colossus back. Colossus is out for Whiterall, and he's going to do his best to try to get some of the ground units here, these Zealots, Stalkers, and possibly some Immortal, but now NightEnd's going to move in for the kill. There's only 1 Colossus between him and victory here. If he takes that Robo Bay out, it's going to be almost near, well, no, it will be impossible for Duckload to come back, also known as Whiterall. Probes being pulled. Whiterall, just leave the game, man. It's game over. It's game over, man. Come on. But you can't run forever. That Immortal's going to get you. So was 2 Stalker buddies. There it goes, falling. Wow, NightEnD with the BM here, pulling all of his probes. GG, that's going to be the game. Now, I want to go back and check out this fight real quick. It happened right here. Let's try to find this. Someone cue the Jeopardy music. I just want to see if NightEnD was targeting the Colossus with his Colossus, as I think that's what could have happened. Okay, let's speed this up. Okay, here we go. Alright, here we go. Now, let's see how this goes. Yeah, see, that's what happened right there. I think NightEnD got in a little bit too many shots. Let's rewind it just a second. Let's hit back. Okay, oops. Alright. Well, now I went too far back. Speed up. Slow down. Okay. So we've got 5. That's pretty remarkable. I mean, if you look at the unit, Whiterall is very ahead right there, but I think the Colossus of Whiterall were a little bit tighter packed, and that's why NightEnD won that. Probably should have fallen back right here. But wow, that was some great play there from NightEnD. I'm not sure if he was actually throwing that or if it was just kind of a 1A. Okay, those lasers are way too loud. But again, this has been JP's casting better improvement thing. I'm not really sure. I got this replay, by the way, from SC2REP, SC2Rep.com. Please go check them out for all of your replay needs. That's pretty much where I'm going to be pulling all of these from. It's a great replay source. And that is going to do it here. We'll be back tomorrow where I guess I'm going to be playing Zerg in the ladder, so we'll be looking at some Zerg-based matchups. We will see you guys then. I am out.